Hello everybody and welcome back to our kitchen. I'm Lauren and this is Brittany and we're two of Festival's dietitians, and today we are really excited to bring you a better for you fall flavored recipe.
Absolutely. So today we're making a pumpkin snack cake, which pumpkin is a really popular flavor this time of year. So this is just a recipe that's a little bit lightened up so we can still feel good about indulging in our fall flavors.
Love it. So the first ingredient for our pumpkin snack cake is whole wheat pastry flour.
And today we're using Bob's Red Mill whole wheat pastry flour. It's made with soft white wheat berries instead of hard red wheat berries, which is what regular whole wheat flour is made with. So it's a little bit lighter, a little bit of fiber, so it's a really great option for pastries and baked goods.
Yes, exactly. And you can find it right in our Natural Organic department at Festival.
Yep.
So we're going to toss in a little bit of baking powder.
Okay.
And we've got some cinnamon, of course, for fall flavors. And then a little bit of salt. So these are our dry ingredients.
And those are just mixed up.
Blend these just together just a little bit.
All right.
And then we'll move on to our wet ingredients.
I'm actually going to mix this a little more while you're doing that.
Oh, perfect. So this is going to be brown sugar. It's going to give us a nice sweetness. We've got some butter that's been softened. A little bit of vanilla. And then I'm going to start beating these up just a little bit.
Okay.
To get the butter going. Good for now. So now that we got that beat up a little bit, I'm going to give you
the
eggs and the pumpkin, which are going to be our final wet ingredients.
Okay.
So I'll let you toss in.
They all went in at once.
That'll work.
That's okay.
Nice and blended.
Oh man, it's starting to smell like a cake.
Oh, sure is. Then we're going to add in the pumpkin, and I'll have you scrape off the sides too.
And I like the fact that we're using pumpkin for this cake because it adds a lot of moisture to the cake without adding, extra fat or eggs or something like that. And it's a way to get a little bit of produce into a baked good.
Yes, and the great thing about this pumpkin is we're using canned pumpkin, and it really doesn't get much easier than that.
Right. So, Lauren, I have a little pumpkin joke for you.
Okay.
When is a pumpkin not a pumpkin?
I don't know.
When it's dropped and it's a squash.
Oh my goodness. Typical dietitian joke, that's for sure. All right, well this is pretty well blended up here, so and we don't need our mixer anymore. So we're going to set that right over here, and then we're going to be folding in our flour mixture.
So I'm just going to put a little bit in.
So the reason we fold it in instead of pouring it all in, it just makes it a little bit easier to mix and make sure that everything gets nice and moist with the flour mixture.
Yes, and it keeps the cake nice and tender, so you're not overbeating the flour.
Yes, and you can just see how moist it is with that pumpkin. Pumpkin's great to substitute for eggs in recipes too, even if it's not the time of year for pumpkin goodies. It's also great to add applesauce to replace eggs too in baking.
Oh yeah, good point. Also with pumpkin, sometimes it comes in those bigger cans that you don't use the whole can for each recipe.
Oh yeah, or even the 16-ounce can, sometimes you don't use the entire can.
Exactly. So you can always freeze it in a Ziploc bag. You just don't want to freeze or refrigerate the pumpkin in the can itself for food safety reasons. So as long as you seal it in a nice Ziploc bag and date it, you're ready to go and use it at a later date. All right, well this is looking like it's coming together, starting to look like a cake batter for sure.
Looks perfect. So now we can pour it right into our greased cake pan.
I'll get it sprayed real quick for you.
Perfect. And we'll just dump this all
Oh, look
here.
at that.
Oh, I just love the smell of pumpkin.
I know.
And I mean, you can tell this is quite a bit thicker than a typical, cake, or it's certainly not the texture of a quick bread by any means. But
it's going to be a very dense and moist cake though, which is very yummy.
yes, and I mean, I've made this recipe several times, and it's great for, a breakfast or a brunch or a snack or anything like that because it is lightened up. So
yes,
you can feel a little bit better about eating it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Perfect. And then we can get started on our frosting. And our frosting is very unique in that we are using Greek yogurt to make the frosting. So Greek yogurt mixed with a lighter cream cheese.
So it's just a really lightened up version.
Get one of those extra spatulas.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is the cream cheese. This is a whole package of it.
Okay. And I love that we're using Greek yogurt too, because it just adds a little bit more protein and less fat.
Yes, and it still tastes
really
great.
good. Yes. This is a great frosting recipe.
Dump in a cup
Powdered
of
sugar.
powdered sugar. All right. Then we're gonna blend this up real quick. Greek yogurt makes it really nice and moist. Not as thick as a typical,
but it's still very
frosting.
creamy.
Yes.
Yeah. Delicious.
And definitely sweet. Perfect. So we would save this then to frost our cake after it came out and cooled.
But we have some pieces ready that I'm going to go ahead and grab. And look how pretty these are.
Oh, beautiful. And we garnished a little bit with pumpkin pie spice, just for a little bit of extra color and flavor. So let's give this a try. As you can see, it's a little bit denser, but that's what you get with the whole wheat flour.
That frosting makes it.
Hits the spot for sure. And that's our contribution for today. Remember, you can always eat well at Festival Foods.